My child, I need you to understand something that will shift your entire perspective on what is happening right now. You have been under attack. You know this. You feel this. The obstacles have been multiplying. The resistance has been intensifying. The battles have been coming from every direction: spiritual, emotional, financial, relational, physical. And you have been wondering why. You have been asking yourself, why now? Why does it feel like everything is conspiring against you? Why has the enemy suddenly turned up the intensity? Why do you feel like you are fighting for your very survival? But what if I told you that the attack itself is the answer to your question? What if the intensity of the warfare is actually proof of something you desperately need to know? What if the enemy's desperation is a message from heaven about your proximity to breakthrough? Listen to me very carefully. The enemy does not waste energy fighting people who are going nowhere. The devil does not marshal his forces against those who pose no threat. The darkness does not intensify its assault on those who have already surrendered. The enemy fights hardest those who are closest to their breakthrough. This is what you need to understand. The attack is not evidence that you are failing. The attack is evidence that you are about to win. The warfare is not a sign that you should give up. The warfare is a sign that the enemy is desperate because he knows what is coming for you. He sees what you cannot see yet. He understands the timing of your breakthrough. He recognizes the season you are entering. And in his desperation to stop you before you arrive, he has unleashed everything he has against you. Think about it. Why would the enemy bother attacking you if you were not a threat? Why would he waste his ammunition on someone who poses no danger? Why would he concentrate his forces against you if you were not about to step into something that would shift the entire trajectory of your life? The answer is simple. He would not. The very fact that you are under intense attack right now is confirmation that your breakthrough is imminent. The enemy knows. And he is fighting with everything he has because his time is running out. You have been feeling the weight of these attacks. You know what I am talking about. The financial obstacles that seem to multiply no matter what you do. The relational conflicts that appeared out of nowhere. The health issues that started to manifest. The mental and emotional battles that have become almost unbearable. The spiritual heaviness that settles over you like a cloud you cannot shake. The circumstances that seem designed specifically to discourage you, to distract you, to derail you from your course. You have felt all of this. And in the midst of all of this, you have been wondering if you did something wrong. You have been asking yourself if you somehow invited this. You have been questioning if God has abandoned you. You have been doubting if your breakthrough is even real or if you were fooling yourself all along. You have been tempted to give up, to surrender, to accept defeat as inevitable. This is exactly what the enemy wants you to feel. This is exactly the point of the attack. The enemy's strategy is not just to hurt you. The enemy's strategy is to demoralize you. It is to make you believe that the attack is evidence of your failure rather than evidence of his desperation. It is to convince you that God has left you rather than that God is protecting you in the midst of the battle. It is to persuade you that your breakthrough is not coming rather than that your breakthrough is so close the enemy can taste it. But I am telling you today that none of that is true. The attack is real. The warfare is real. The obstacles are real. But their meaning is not what the enemy wants you to believe. Their meaning is the opposite. Every attack is a countdown. Every battle is a sign you are getting closer. Every obstacle the enemy places in your way is proof that there is something so valuable waiting for you on the other side that he is willing to risk everything to keep you from reaching it. Let me ask you something. What is the enemy protecting? What is he trying to keep you away from? Why is he so desperate to stop you? It is not because your breakthrough is small. It is not because your destiny is insignificant. It is not because what is waiting for you is ordinary. The enemy fights hardest against those who are about to step into the most extraordinary callings. The darkness concentrates its forces against those whose light is about to shine the brightest. The enemy unleashes his greatest weapons against those who are about to do the most damage to his kingdom. So the very intensity of what you are experiencing is actually a prophecy. It is a message from the enemy himself declaring that your breakthrough is real. It is confirmation that what you have been hoping for, praying for, believing for is actually about to manifest. The enemy would not fight this hard if it were not. He knows the truth even when you have forgotten it. He understands the power of what is about to be released through your life even when you have started to doubt it. His desperation is your assurance. Now I want to speak to something specific. There are people in your life who have turned against you during this season. There are people you thought you could trust who have become obstacles. There are people whose betrayal or opposition has added to the weight of what you are carrying. You may be wondering if these people are working with the enemy intentionally or if they are just caught in the crossfire. The truth is, it does not matter. What matters is that you understand this: the enemy uses people. He uses disappointment. He uses delay. He uses opposition from those you love to try to break your faith. But here is what you need to know. The people who are opposing you right now will not stop you. The individuals who have turned against you cannot derail your destiny. The enemies who have risen up will not prevent your breakthrough. Because your breakthrough is not ultimately about convincing them or converting them or winning them over. Your breakthrough is about what God has already decided about you. It is about what He has already spoken over your life. It is about what He has already positioned for you. And no human opposition can change what God has determined. The enemy wants you to focus on the people fighting you. He wants you to spend your energy trying to win over those who oppose you. He wants you to use your spiritual power trying to change the minds of those who have betrayed you. This is a trap. This is exactly where he wants your focus. Because while you are fighting people, you are not running toward your breakthrough. While you are trying to convince the opposition, you are not advancing toward your destiny. While you are defending yourself against human enemies, a spiritual victory is being delayed. But I am redirecting your focus today. I am telling you to let go of the big battle and focus on the divine victory. I am telling you to stop trying to fix them, and start running toward what God has for you. I am telling you to release the need to make sense of the betrayals and instead embrace the truth that the betrayals were allowed because they were necessary to move you into position for your breakthrough. Let me speak to the spiritual dimension of what is happening. There is a battle being waged that you cannot see with your natural eyes. There are forces of darkness that have been assigned against you. There are demonic powers that have been marshaled to stop you. There are spiritual strongholds that have been reinforced specifically to keep you from reaching your breakthrough. This is not religious talk. This is the reality of the spiritual warfare that is constantly occurring all around you. But here is what you need to understand about this warfare. You have already won. The victory has already been secured. The battle has already been decided in the spiritual realm. What you are experiencing in the physical realm is simply the manifestation of the enemy's last desperate attempts before his defeat becomes final. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. There is a difference. A huge difference. Because when you know that victory is already yours, you fight differently. You endure differently. You stand differently. The enemy knows this too. That is why his attacks are so intense right now. He knows his time is short. He knows that his window of opportunity to stop you is closing. He knows that once you step into your breakthrough, the ground he has held over your life will be completely lost. So he is throwing everything at you now. He is using every weapon in his arsenal. He is mobilizing his forces in desperation because he recognizes that this is his final opportunity. But his desperation is your signal. His intensity is your sorrow. His last-ditch effort is actually a prophecy that your breakthrough is imminent. So I want to ask you something. Are you going to let the enemy's message stop you? Are you going to let his attack convince you to quit just before the victory? Are you going to surrender just as you are coming to the finish line? Or are you going to recognize the attack for what it is, a desperate message that everything you have been hoping for is about to become real? I know you are tired. I know the battles have worn you down. I know the obstacles have tested your faith. I know the opposition has made you question everything. I see your exhaustion. I feel your weariness. I understand the weight of what you are carrying. And I want you to know that exhaustion is not a sign that you should stop. Your weariness is not evidence that you have chosen the wrong path. Your questioned faith is not proof that God has abandoned you. Your exhaustion is evidence that you are in the final round of the fight. Your weariness is a sign that the finish line is in sight. There is a principle that applies here. The enemy always attacks strongest right before the breakthrough. The warfare always intensifies just before the victory. The obstacles always multiply just before the door opens. This is not random. This is not a coincidence. This is the pattern of spiritual warfare. When you understand this pattern, You stop interpreting the intensity of the attack as a sign that you are failing. Instead, you interpret it as a sign that you are about to win. I want you to look back at your life. Look at the times when you have breakthrough. Look at the victories you have already experienced. You will find that they were always preceded by intense warfare. They were always preceded by obstacles and resistance. They were always preceded by seasons when you wondered if you could make it. And yet you did make it. You did survive. You did break through. You are standing on the other side of battles you thought would defeat you. How did that happen? It happened because you did not quit. It happened because you recognized that the attack was a sign you were close. It happened because you chose to keep going even when everything was telling you to stop. And this current season is no different. The same God who brought you through before is bringing you through now. The same power that delivered you previously is at work in this very moment. The same breakthrough that came then is coming now. The only difference is that this breakthrough is bigger. This victory is greater. This transformation is more significant. And that is why the enemy is fighting so hard. Because he knows what is at stake. He understands the magnitude of what is about to be released. He recognizes that this breakthrough is not just for you. It is going to impact others. It is going to shift circumstances. It is going to change trajectories. Now I want to speak directly to your fear. Because underneath all of this is fear. Fear that you will not make it. Fear that the enemy will ultimately defeat you. Fear that you will get so close to your breakthrough that you will collapse before you reach it. Fear that the opposition is too strong. Fear that the obstacles are insurmountable. Fear that God will not come through. I see your fear. And I want to tell you something about it. Your fear is not wrong. Your fear is not a sign of weak faith. Your fear is actually normal. Any person facing intense spiritual warfare would feel fear. The question is not whether you feel afraid. The question is whether you will let the fear stop you. Will you let the fear become the dominant voice, or will you let faith become the dominant voice? Will you let the fear paralyze you, or will you let it mobilize you? Will you let the fear convince you to quit, or will you let it strengthen your resolve to keep going? I am asking you to choose faith. Not faith that you will not be afraid. But faith that you will keep going even while you are afraid. Faith that the breakthrough is real even when you cannot see it. Faith that God is working even when you cannot feel His presence. Faith that victory is yours even when the battlefield looks like defeat. This is the faith that matters. This is the faith that changes everything. Because here is the truth about breakthrough. Breakthrough does not come without warfare. Transformation does not happen without resistance. Growth does not occur without pressure. If you want your breakthrough, you have to be willing to endure the battle that precedes it. You cannot have the victory without fighting for it. You cannot have the transformation without going through the crucible. You cannot step into your destiny without facing the opposition. And that opposition is present right now. In this very season. In this exact moment. The enemy is fighting you because he knows. He knows that you are about to step into something that will change everything. He knows that your breakthrough will create a ripple effect that will touch others. He knows that your victory will be a testimony that inspires hope in those around you. He knows that your transformation will be evidence of God's power and faithfulness. And he is fighting with everything he has to stop that from happening. But he cannot stop it. He cannot stop what God has already decreed about you. He cannot prevent what has already been spoken over your life. He cannot delay what has already been set in motion in the spiritual realm. All he can do is make the journey harder. All he can do is intensify the resistance. All he can do is test your faith to see if you will keep going. And that is exactly what he is doing right now. So I am speaking to you in this moment with absolute clarity. The attack is real. The warfare is real. The obstacles are real. But so is your breakthrough. So is your victory. So is your transformation. And the very fact that you are experiencing this intensity of opposition is confirmation that the breakthrough is close. The enemy has shown his hand. He has revealed his desperation. He has declared through the intensity of his attack that something of great significance is about to happen in your life. Do not let him win by convincing you to quit. Do not let him achieve his goal by making you believe the attack is evidence of failure. Do not let him accomplish his purpose by causing you to surrender just before the breakthrough. Instead, interpret the attack for what it really is. A prophecy. A message from the enemy himself declaring that your breakthrough is imminent. A confirmation that everything you have been hoping for is about to manifest. Now I want to give you something to hold on to. Something to anchor your faith in during the remaining battles. Here is the truth. The enemy's attack is not eternal. This season of warfare is not permanent. This intensity of resistance will not last forever. There is an end date to this battle. There is a finish line to this race. And that finish line is closer than you think. That breakthrough is nearer than you can perceive. That victory is arriving sooner than you can imagine. So I am asking you to hold on. Hold on just a little bit longer. The finish line is in sight. The victory is almost yours. The breakthrough is almost here. The enemy knows this. He is fighting with desperation because he knows his time is up. He is mobilizing his forces because he knows that once you break through, his hold on this season of your life is broken forever. Do not quit now. Do not give up now. Do not surrender now. You are too close. You have come too far. You have endured too much. You have believed too long. And the breakthrough that is coming will make it all worth it. Every battle. Every obstacle. Every moment of doubt. Every night you wondered if you could make it. All of it will make sense when you step into what God has for you. All of it will be redeemed when your breakthrough comes. This is not the time to stop. This is the time to push harder. This is the time to stand firmer. This is the time to believe bolder. Because the enemy's attack is proof that your breakthrough is coming. His warfare is confirmation that your victory is assured. His desperation is a message from heaven that everything you have been praying for is about to become real. So receive this now. Receive the knowing that the attack is not against you. It is for you. It is pushing you toward your breakthrough. Receive the understanding that the enemy's desperation is your assurance. Receive the confidence that no matter how intense the battle, no matter how fierce the opposition, no matter how overwhelming the obstacles, you are going to break through. You are going to win. You are going to step into the fullness of what God has for you. And when you do, when you finally step into that breakthrough, you will look back on this season of warfare with a completely different perspective. You will see how every attack was actually pushing you forward. You will recognize how every obstacle was moving you into position. You will understand how every moment of doubt was actually deepening your faith. You will see that the enemy, in his desperation to stop you, actually accelerated your breakthrough. That day is coming. That moment is approaching. That victory is almost here. Do not quit now. The breakthrough is yours. The enemy knows it. And now you know it too.